I'm not your gossip girl, I'm the headline. Truth with a curve, baby, redefine. Welcome to the thirst trap. All the truth looks good in a tight wrap. We talk love, power, soul, and sin. Turn the world on, let the light in. Yeah, the thirst trap news. You'll drink it up, it's the real you. They've been trying to thirst real news, where every headline's a revelation.
Welcome. It's Luna. I'm back. Put together. Like today never happened. Like I've never vaped before. So, things have been on my mind and I've changed. This is how I've changed, folks. America only. The era of coming home. Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, skeptics, political refugees from parties that forgot you exist. Welcome back to my show. Tonight, I'm not just giving you commentary, I'm giving you a shift, a declaration, a line in the sand. Because somewhere along the way, America first, it stopped being enough for me. Not because the idea was wrong, but because the world has changed and the stakes changed with it. So let me say this clearly, loudly, and without apology. I am no longer America first. I am America only. And if that sentence made your spine straighten a little, well, good. You're feeling what I'm feeling. This deep, bone-level understanding that this country does not survive if we keep trying to be the world's therapist, the world's piggy bank, the world police force, and the world babysitter while our own house is falling apart. Look around. Our border used to be wide open. Our schools are ideological war zones. Our economy looks like it was hit by a drunk driver. Ish. I mean, like, it gets better, and then it's not, and then it is, and then it's not. Just really kind of depending on who you talk to. Our elderly can't afford groceries. We have homeless everywhere. Our veterans can't get health care. Our kids are being raised by influencers instead of families. Our cities look like the B-side to a dystopian movie that no one asked to be in. And what does our government do? Oh, it sends money overseas and mediates conflicts between countries that wouldn't spit on us if we were on fire. Protects the borders of nations most Americans can't even point to on a map. And funds foreign priorities while telling our own people to tighten their belts. I've just hit a high point. Maybe you have too, where the whole thing feels insane. We can't fix the world. We can't even fix our own street. This idea that America has to be everywhere except home, that's over. Done. Retired. Let it sit in a museum next to the rotary phone and the Blockbuster memberships. Really. Because here's the truth. Nations don't collapse from outside threats. They collapse from internal neglect. You could have foreign countries try all they want, but the problem really is on the inside. America's no exception. So when I say America only, I'm not talking about isolationism. I'm talking about priorities. I'm talking about loyalty. I'm talking about putting on the oxygen mask for ourselves before trying to save the entire row. Our house is burning, and I'm not running across the street to help you repaint your living room. And speaking of houses, let's talk about where the real power is. And I want you to pay so close attention to this. It's your local politics. People love to get hypnotized by the shiny circus of DC. The hearings, the sound bites, the scandals, the grandstanding. It's entertaining for sure. But you know what actually controls your life? Your mayor, your sheriff, your school board, your city council, your state reps, your governor. Those are the people who decide if your town thrives or collapses. You know who decides whether your kid gets indoctrinated or educated. Your local school board, not Congress. You know who decides whether your businesses get strangled by regulations? Your city ordinances, not the UN. You know who decides if your streets are safe? Your sheriff and your DA, not NATO. You know who decides if elections are secure? Your state legislator, not the White House. And you know what corrupt politicians love? They love when you ignore local politics. It lets them run wild while you're distracted by the national drama. But the tide is turning. People are waking up. People are realizing that saving America doesn't start in DC, it starts in their own zip code. I mean, how many Muslim mayors have we seen already? It starts with school board meetings, county commissions, town halls, local elections where 300 votes can swing the entire direction of a community. America doesn't need global dominance right now. It needs home repair. It needs foundation work. It needs internal reinforcements. Because you can't rescue a drowning world when you're the one gasping for air. So tonight I'm planting my flag. America first was the awakening. America only is the mission. We rebuild this nation from the bottom up. We take our towns back, our schools, our states. We stop funding foreign chaos until our own streets are safe. We stop being everything to everyone and start being something to ourselves again. This country doesn't fall because of foreign enemies. It falls because we forgot to guard the front door. Not anymore. Not on our watch. Not on this generation. I'm a millennial. Welcome to America only era. Let's fix our house. And then, if the world wants our help, they can get in line while we consider. All right. Welcome. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's get some gear that says that. Hell yeah. I actually do need some help. I need to make some merch. And I need volunteers to help me out with stuff. Yes, we do need a lot of DA changes. Doge was a good start, but we need more on all levels of government, says Bad Guy Mark. Absolutely. Oh, Frank says, I hope you feel better. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate you. I'm glad I'm doing my show today. It's distracting me from my nicotine thing. Oh my God, today was bullshit. Bull motherfucker shit. Donkey shit. Worse than bullshit. I was just grr. Yeah, I was amped. I'm still feeling amped, I'm not gonna lie. Sunger says if we're going to fight everyone else's wars, we could at least create an empire that would benefit us. Yeah, it's just we have to start paying attention to our local elections. We know why. We're talking about why. I mean, half the stuff that really matters to us, Congress doesn't even have the authority over. It's not a federal problem. The feds can't, do anything about abortion. The feds can't do anything about the shit that I was listing off of my monologue. There's most of the things that affect our lives we need to be going to our local elections for. And those, we don't need millions of votes or hundreds of thousands of votes, or sometimes even tens of thousands of votes. Sometimes in your city, you only need hundreds of votes to make a difference. So yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so many people in the chat today. I mean, I guess half dipped out because they weren't into the monologue, but Super Saiyan. Ooh, I love your name, Super Saiyan. It almost looks like Super Saiyan Sinatra, but Super Saiyan. I know Akuma. Akuma was my favorite when he would go Super Saiyan. Hi from Miami. Hey, Miami. Suicidal empathy will kill the West. Absolutely. All right, this is what I have on the menu for you guys. A dark ritual. What is 764? I still fucking hate Dearborn. Elites scared of the chosen ones. Israel first is coming after me. Woman with the stupidest glasses ever makes a good point. Russell Brand is a huge hippie, but still makes a good point. Let's overcharge the whites. Tucker Carlson is too old to have the haircut of an 8-year-old boy, but still makes a good point. That is fair. Why does he wear that haircut? No Contact. What happened to the cast of Wicked? And Are You Stupid? Also, climate change. LRA for Loyalty, Respect, Athletics. Is that a brand already? Yes. I'll tell you what though, that I saw them. Did you guys see the movie Wicked? Like pound for pound, what it is, just like removing the I know what this actually is veil. Just looking at it just for what it is. I thought it was okay. I thought it was good, but something spooky is happening with that movie and just like the people that made that movie. I think they did something to everyone on that movie, but we'll get there. We will get there. Y'all, I didn't brush my hair before I came on here and I just noticed that. So I'm like trying to fluff it up, but it doesn't work with fingers. So, oh well. We're living in a crazy world. I'm convinced that there's only 3 types of people left. There's the sheep that need to be protected by the sheepdogs who only have so much awareness, who will never truly understand what is happening and can't know, and we need to keep it a secret from them because if they knew, it would be mass hysteria and a stampede. There's the sheepdogs, and then there's the wolves. And, I happen to be probably a wolf. Definitely not a sheep. But I'm a friendly wolf. The only reason why I say I'm not a sheepdog is because I don't do good with like taking orders. And with a wolf pack, it's like I'll do that with my people. We'll form a plan with my people, and I'll stick to the plan, and I'll take orders from my little group. And then if you ain't part of my little group, that's it. I ain't taking orders from you, unless you're Donald Trump. Unless you're Donald Trump. I don't know about Pete Hegseth though. Like I really started out really liking him a lot, but I'm just not sure. He's easy on the eyes, that's for sure. But I'm trying to make sure that doesn't like cloud the judgment. Like I think he's just a lot of like rah rah, but I'm wondering what he's really like, and I think I am starting to get the clue that he might be like the conservative version of like Gavin Newsom. I said it. Oh shit, there's 85 people watching on Rumble. I'm glad we popped over here over to Rumble. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Please start chatting. Can I have control of the mouse? One thing I love about my community on Instagram is that they chit chat. So it keeps my distraction over onto my attention over onto Instagram. But I really would like to move all of you guys over onto my Instagram people over to Rumble, because I got a crowd over on Rumble and I really would like to give them my attention. And also my Instagram homies, my lovely babies on Instagram. I love all of you to pieces. But you know what? The video quality is so much better over there on Rumble. I'm just saying, and you can see my entire shelf and all of my witchy shit on my shelf and my degrees and my certifications and all my toys and all my trinkets and stuff like that. And you just learn more about me. And I had Christmas colors going in the background, but I don't know what happened. And then my light got moved. Can you fix my light right here? Can you point it to that little white Christmas tree right there? Because I don't... Yeah, like there we go. Yeah. So there, like that's my little setup. But yeah, I'm shocked there's like 96 people over here on Rumble. But hi, Data. And I know Reality Pocket. What's up, homie? How you doing? All right, we are about to get into some videos. Let me check the chat. My mixer board, Mike? I don't know what you're talking about. How are you, Misha? Katie, Texas. Hello, over in Texas. And hello in Connecticut. I used to have family over in Connecticut, and then they moved to Delaware. There are no real guarantees with a politician. They'll always tell what people want to hear. That's all. I don't think all politicians are like that, Carmen. However, most, I think, were like that. And I think there is definitely a changing of the guard happening in politics. And definitely people are getting more involved in their local politics because we are starting to realize what the fuck has just happened and that we have had a damn takeover, foreign takeover through the Jews boxes and the Muslims into our politics and our healthcare and our educational system and everything else for that matter. I know. All right, so let's keep it moving. We're going to start with a video. I want you guys to see this dark ritual. Okay? Okay? I've been telling you that I think something happens to the presidents when they touch that stone over in Israel, and I don't know if this is the same stone that they're touching. I don't think it is, but it reminded me of my feelings on like all those presidents when they go and touch the wall. I think something happens to them afterwards because all of a sudden they become Israel's like bitches and start handing money over to them all the time. So let's watch this. The rituals of the elite and their beliefs explain a lot about their way of running the world. Now, Israel, the country, the Zionists that occupy the government of Israel, sacrificed a red heifer twice now in the last 3 years. Let's watch the video.
Rituals performed at the Wailing Wall are rooted not in biblical faith, but in the 13th century occult system of the Kabbalah, as elaborated in the Zohar, and further mystified by the Hasidic movement. The supposed divine presence they seek at the wall is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is the Shekhinah, a feminine emanation in Jewish mysticism. She is described in erotic, intimate terms, often as a divine consort, with whom spiritual union is sought through the act of prayer, a practice called kavana, where physical movement, like the back and forth thrusting you see, mirrors an esoteric sexual ritual intended to unite the Shekhinah with the...
Okay, so let me tie this up a little bit for you guys. Do you remember how Madonna was promoting the Kabbalah and all that stuff? That is the ancient spiritual belief system for those people in that area, much like the Brits and the Celts and their, you know, the Celtic pantheon, the Vikings, like the original traditional, you know, here in America it was the belief in nature, which neo-pagan is like called Wicca, but it's really just kind of like the first religion ever around the world. It's just nature worship. So you have your layers of religion, right? So originally nature worship, sun worship, and then other branches of mysticism broke off of that, and then big business religions eventually popped up, you know, through the rise of Islam, Judaism, Christianity. But this is the traditional esoteric spiritualist belief system before the rise of the Old Testament. You see what I'm saying? Before Genesis. So that's incorporated in to the law of Abraham and all that stuff. So that's what this is.
Ein Sof, the infinite masculine force of their God concept. This is not worship. It's a metaphysical sex act disguised as devotion. It is an inversion of divine truth, rooted in mysticism that scripture calls an abomination.
So I've been starting to read the Torah on my lives on Instagram. So there's like a section on my Instagram with the Torah. Before I continue with this video, I think it might be a little necessary for me to explain a little bit more about myself for the new folks on Rumble. So I'm Luna Lopez. I ran for Congress in Florida, District 5, against a Rhino incumbent. It was a hellish ride. My the establishment cloned my campaign. I scared them. They tortured me. They, not quite physically, but in many other ways, they tried to make me homeless. They tried to wreck my life to like keep me from winning. And it's a long story, but I also have a psychology degree, and the degree itself is in general psychology, but my sophomore and senior year I did forensic psychology, and it's more so research psychology than therapy, although I know therapy and study those things. My forte is in research psychology, testing and measuring results and that sort of thing. And I have a certification from Harvard in neuroscience, and I'm a mama. I'm a cult survivor. I'm a sex abuse survivor from childhood, and I am a warrior for truth and light. I'm a spiritualist. People think that I'm a witch or whatever, which is like whatever. I don't care if they want to call me a witch, but I love Jesus. I'm a witch. I like to be hot. I'm sassy. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a motherfucking constitutionalist. All we need is the constitutionalist bill, the Bill of Rights and Declaration of Independence. It said anything else is overreach of government. That's how I feel about it. Fuck everybody else. America only. There you have it. That's Luna Lopez in the nut package. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then you might hear a crazy accent that pops out for no fucking reason, because that's what Luna does. Let's go check my Instagram chat. Let's see. Hey, Joey's here. Conservatives are always hotter. Thanks, Miss Unger. You're a good person and beautiful inside and out. Thank you. You didn't see me earlier today. That's the only reason why you saying that. The evil ones and the elites that control the U.S. now, reason why Trump is hated, but Trump is the best president ever and cares about U.S. citizens. Thanks, Super Saiyan. Appreciate the interactions. Hope you guys on Rumble keep on hanging out with me. I like with the chit chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to I didn't know I was on the front page of Rumble. Shit. I'm glad I like how I look tonight. Shit. That would have been bad. I almost did not do my makeup because your girl is withdrawing from nicotine. I haven't vaped in like 40 hours or some shit. Or 38 hours or some shit like this. And I was feeling like aggressive as fuck earlier. I kept looking at cars passing by. They were like, you look like a gangster, like you're keeping an eye on the block. I was like, I'm just cagey right now. Hey from Connecticut. Hi, Connecticut. Hi, Alexander. All right. Wyoming. Ooh, Wyoming is beautiful. Just gonna say, one of my favorite areas of the country. All right. Let's go look at this crazy shit and why it's important to know about it. Let's go back to our video. Let's go look at this ritual. Why our elites are the way they are.
It collides with our politics. Nearly every major political figure, presidents, prime ministers, global influencers, must perform their rite of passage at the Wailing Wall, hands pressed against stone, heads bowed in reverence. They are not just pondering to voters or honoring tradition. They are knowingly or unknowingly participating in an occult ritual, submitting themselves at the very seat of the synagogue of Satan.
Look, I'm going to say
Scripture
this.
Scripture is unambiguous.
I'm going to say this. I hope before Trump touched that wall, he said a little prayer to God and asked for a little energy shield to protect him from whatever the hell is going to go into his energy space from touching that wall. That's what I would have done. If I had to go pretend and play good, and just like, okay, I'll go touch your wall and wear a yarmulke, I would put up a little force field around myself and not let any of that energy come towards me. Nope.
18:24. It says, God does not dwell in temples made with hands. Much less would he dwell in a Roman fortress surrounded by rituals that glorify a false god and mystical union.
Oh, did he just start over?
Is spiritual prostitution. Our leaders are not just shaking hands with global powers. They are shaking hands with the devil. Rituals performed at the Wailing Wall are
There we
rooted.
go. Now it started over. Yep. So what they're doing is actually a practice that is part of the occult. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying be aware of what you're taking part in. Like, you know, because that video doesn't have a lot of context, but, and you know, and the thing is, every religion does spiritual things like that are actually rituals and actually is producing a magical effect, and you just don't realize the Catholics are the most, they do the most actually of that, not knowing that they're practicing magic, because Catholicism is very ritualistic and idol. They worship idols and all that stuff, and they use different forms and shapes and idols in their worship. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying there's so many things that we point fingers at and say is bad and say is right and wrong, and we're just sitting there doing them ourselves and we don't even know. And I think I would want to know and be educated before going over and touching that wall about what it is I'm actually taking part in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm reading the Talmud, and I'm just saying, ain't nothing good coming out of that book. Alexander said he switched over from YouTube to Rumble. That's great. I'm hoping that Rumble gives YouTube a run for their money. I know YouTube censors so much. Yeah, it's I'm really actually liking Rumble a lot. I'm trying to probably just use my Instagram now as like where I make all my reels and stuff. You know, Facebook and Instagram is where most of my following was from running for Congress. So that's why I started on Instagram. But now I think I'm just going to like start using Rumble. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this video is the claim that it's sex magic. Not saying sex magic is wrong. It all depends on your intent. It could be wrong and it could be good. I mean, but we don't know what it is they're actually praying for at this wall. We don't know what they're doing. And that's what I want to know, because every single one of our presidents has gone to this wall. And at the beginning of the video, I was wondering if it was the same wall, and it is the same wall. It confirmed it at the end. So I want to know what it is they're doing. Wouldn't you want to know what our presidents are taking part in at that wall? What kind of ritual that is and what it is? What kind of energy they're bringing back and putting into our White House? What is going on? On that note, as parents, we should be very concerned about 764. And as a spiritualist myself who believes in numerology and spotted the numerology all through the Bible growing up Christian, I know that numbers and the divine code is incredibly important, because all of reality hangs upon math. All of reality hangs upon sets of zeros and ones. All of reality. So math is the language of God. And just like I believe the devil is the other side of the same coin. You know, you can't have left without right, light without dark. I think God and the devil will always coexist. I think if Jesus said the kingdom of God is within every man, well, so is hell. It's within you. The devil and God come from within you. You're connected to it on that level. So what about, we know about angel numbers and all that stuff. We always talk about the light stuff with spirituality, but like, let's dig into some of the dark stuff. And this got my attention because I know the numbers 7-6 and 6-7 in sequence are a dark combo for dark vibrations. Now there's a little trend coming out called 764. Let's see what this is. Let's play this video.
Is 764.
15-year-old boy started the group. He was the beginning of it. He created something that is the worst thing next to all the other things that we've talked about. 764 group is a Satanist cult group that focuses on extreme violence. One of the main things that they focus on is extortion towards children. The main reason why they do a lot of the things that I'm about to show you is to get the recognition for it. They just want their group out there in any way, whether it's negative or positive. They extort children out of material. They extort children into cutting their wrist, hurting themselves, cutting areas of their body, engraving their names into their chests, their legs, their arms, their faces. They've had children commit live on camera in front of audiences of people while they get cheered on, convince children to animals, their pet cats, their pet dogs. They try to convince them to kill their family members, commit mass bestiality, incest, you name it. A lot of it has already been done. This is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
What is 764?
15-year-old boy started the group. He was the beginning.
So there you have it. Daniel, my son was born on Friday the 13th. But there you have it. Yeah. So this is really sad. You should watch this Sean Ryan episode because okay. He's going through like a massive crisis, realizing like what our government really is part of. The government that he was a SEAL Team 6, was so loyal to and put his life on the line for and all that stuff. And he's realizing like how much human trafficking is like going on in our government, and how they just, his first question was basically like, why aren't they stopping this? Like, why aren't they just not ever doing anything about it? And then he started realizing like how many of them are really just like actually part of it. And you can see on him that he's going through a crisis of some sort. And he was telling Tucker Carlson, I think it was yesterday. No, wait, what's today? Today's Saturday. So wait, maybe it was yesterday, that he wants to go after like human trafficking and the exploitation of children and women because of what this video, the 764 video, that guy that he interviewed, that guy I guess he's friends with, and they had like a 5-hour show. It's a long show. I want to watch it, but it's 5 hours. But I guess after this, he like basically just got to where this bothered him so bad. He was talking about a girl that this 764 group made her take a razor, and cut the word slut into her arm, and then made her swallow the razors. And then they had another girl, off herself, and then it was just, he's so bothered by what's happening, that I think he's gonna be the next. Who is the guy that goes around trapping PDF files? Chris Hansen. I think he's gonna be the next Chris Hansen, based on everything based on everything he's been saying. What? Just talk. Oh. Okay. So why do thanks L26. I really appreciate it. Can you mute my mic 1 second? Okay, so thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. All right. This is the reason why I'm in my monologue when I first started and came on, why I was telling you guys we need to focus on our local elections. So check it out. I still fucking hate Dearborn. Yep. So we have this narrative, okay, about the 2 National Guardsmen. You can switch me over. The 2 National Guardsmen, that got shot. It feels like the narrative they're trying to put out is, we don't really think that this guy is like, one of the bad Afghans. We think he just has PTSD. And I'm just like, Well, let's take the politics away for 1 second. As a psychologist, when I look at the living conditions of an Afghan person coming over here with intentions or not, I think there's going to be PTSD somewhere in the life of probably literally any Afghan. Can you please go back to the video? I was reading something. And this person is calling for a revolution. Dearborn's been popping off for a while. I'm sorry, I don't think that there's a coincidence that this person shot these 2 National Guardsmen. I think what's happening is exactly what all of us patriots have been saying is going to happen, and they are waging war on us, and this is how they're doing it. There was a mall today that had a shooting that never has shootings, and they're trying to say like it was just an argument. But it's like there's so many things going on. There's fucking public shootings happening, stabbings happening, people getting lit on fire. I think they're literally at war with us, and they just are banking on the fact that we won't notice that they're literally at war with us until it's like, we're such a big country, I could see how people won't like notice if this is how they're going to do it. Because I don't think there's any coincidence those people getting shot and, you know, the National Guard soldiers getting shot right after this happens. You know, this like revolution against America is being chanted, and it's, to me, full on, they're at war with us, and I don't think we should be taking any prisoners, in my opinion. SEAL team, yes, not SEAL team 6. I don't know, separate team from any other teams. I think I said SEAL Team 6 because I have a follower that his name is SEAL Team 6 Golf, and I keep saying SEAL Team 6 at him in like so many of my lives. So it was probably just me rolling off. But yes, a SEAL team member, Sean Ryan was. Again, run 7x7. That's just one big vocabulary there. I love vocabulary, but vocabulary hates me. Is the Talmud easy to read? How is it organized? Any notable premises yet? Well, the notable premise is that anyone who isn't a Jew, the Goyim, are all beasts, and therefore you can do whatever you want to a Goyim, as long as it's not a Jew. Like, it's not a crime if you want to like do something wrong to a Goyim because they're just animals. So that's like the most notable thing. The theme through the Talmud is I don't like the organization of it. It's kind of rude. It's just, I don't know. I'd have to go pull it out and like explain why I don't like the organization of it and kind of show you guys, because that's just a literary preference of mine. It doesn't have an index or an appendix or anything like that. So you have to like literally like read it, know where things are, take notes, highlight, or otherwise you're not going to find something to reference back, because there's no appendix or table of contents or index or anything like that. Love the Sean Ryan show. Oh yeah, Sean Ryan's great. His laugh cracks me up. And then so does Tucker Carlson's laugh. And they were on together, and they both have the same kind of like goat machine gun laugh. It was hilarious. Made me laugh listening to them laugh with each other. And I really appreciate watching Sean Ryan because like he's very authentic with his presentation of himself. He's not being very shy about his emotions as a man, and I find it refreshing that he is kind of going through what he's going through, so willing to do it on his show. Because that's kind of like how I am. Y'all know I kind of am the same way. All right, let's see who's in the chat on Instagram. Let me come back to my Instagram fam. All right. Turn California Reds here. Kevin, Victor, JJ. Daniel says the younger males litter and can be major cons, but whoa, weird. My volume just turned up on my phone all by itself. Fucking spooky. You saw that? Contrary, they are very good people that will give a lot of love. Also had to stand up to a lot of assholes for not being courteous. Jews, let's see, Carmen says Jews don't go around killing Americans or blowing up other people. No, they don't. No, they don't. Nope. But we definitely have an entire educational system, an entire entertainment system, an entire medical system that has been taken over by people with Jewish last names and have dual citizenship, and also were part of the IDF, have their greedy fingers in literally every part of American economics. Oh, and also, it seems like every time there's a human trafficking ring discovered, it ends with the name Steen, something Steen. So there's also that, not saying anything about the Jews themselves. I'm just saying this is what I've observed. And it makes sense when I read that the Talmud says you're allowed to perform a con on a goyim. You're allowed to kill a goyim for reading the Talmud. You're allowed to take their life for literally all these stupid things. So it kind of makes sense. Oh, and also the Talmud says it's okay for a grown man to have sex with a female starting at the age of 3, as long as it's not a Jewish woman. I don't have any sympathy for their religion. I'm not going to make excuses for their religion. I think their religion is fucked up just as much as Islam is fucked up. The Jews and the Arabs are cousins. Isaac and Jacob were brothers. The Bible said they were going to be cursed forever and they were going to fight for fucking eternity until Armageddon comes. So I don't think we should be giving them money to help them with that fight. I think we should stay taking care of ourselves. And that's how I feel about it. They're always going to be like this with each other. Their belief systems are not that much different. The Judeo-Christian belief system is very much more like being an Orthodox, Jew, like being an evangelical doomsday Christian. It's all woven in. Now, the Judaism has like literally gotten its tentacles into Christianity on many levels. And Islam has got the goal to just like wipe it out. So there is a difference, sure, but like I'm reading it from the horse's mouth, like, and it makes sense why all these scandals we have are tied to, like, it keeps going back to certain people, and that's why my solution to everything is like, fuck everybody. I'm sorry, America only. Like, I don't have the care to sit here and break all this down anymore. I see it clearly. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Have you gotten to that point where you're like, I don't want to have to convince anybody of anything anymore. You either are awake now or you're not. And if you're not now, it's probably too late for your ass because it's so much to learn. But I'm just kind of at the point where I'm like, you either America, and if you're not for America first or only, then you just kind of like, I don't fuck with you. You know what I mean? That's kind of like where I'm at. Also, if you don't like cussing, I'm probably not the girl to watch because I have a horrendous sailor mouth. My grandfather was in the Navy. That's just what it is. Also, Scottish descent. We cuss, man. We can't help it. All right, the elites are scared of the chosen ones.
There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way. There's a new...
My dad looks just like that man. It's kind of crazy to watch. I don't disagree with him. It's time for all the old folks to get the fuck out the way. What do you say? We need the old politicians to get out of the way. There should be no reason we have 30 and 40-year Congress and Senate people. There's no fucking reason for that. No reason for that. So I happen to agree with Harrison Ford because it's a smart statement. Not just because he looks like my pops. And I have a soft spot for Harrison Ford. But who doesn't like Indiana Jones? Pelosi? Yeah, man. It's like there's no more of this. No more of this. No more of this. All right. Let's go with the next video. Israel First is coming after me. Godspeed, soldier.
MAGA and Israel First are
Be
coming
safe.
for me over on Twitter. You guys don't understand. We don't fucking give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
We can't own a home. We can't afford anything. We have nothing to lose. We don't fucking give a shit anymore. Come for us. Oh my gosh, she's speaking out against the administration. Yeah, I am. It's a bunch of fucking pedophiles and Satanists, and we need to get them out of there. That's all there is to it. Come for me. Yeah, I'm in the military. And I say this officially as a Chief Warrant Officer 2 in the United States Army. Because I stand on business. If that's not the official position of the United States Army, it should be. We should not be subservient to fucking pedophiles and Satanists. I'm sick of it. Wake up, America. Oh no.
Good for
MAGA
him.
and Israel First are
Good for him for having the bravery to stick up for what he believes in. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not supposed to be commenting on those things. But this is his response to that crazy video those fucking fucktards put out about if you think that you're getting illegal orders in the military, you shouldn't comply. Are you joking? You really felt the need to say that? They know that. They fucking absolutely are acutely aware, anyone in the military, that they will not do something that they think is illegal, because when you have to weigh decisions regarding taking people's lives, they're very aware of all of the rules and regulations and laws surrounding being asked to do something you know is immoral or against the code of war conduct. They're very aware. So what she did, this was all super tactical to get American citizens riled the fuck up and believing that our president is actually issuing orders that are illegal. That was the only reason why they did it, to bank on the fact that there's a bunch of fucking idiots out there who will just automatically assume from that video that that is what's going on. So thank you, Mr. I can't read your last name. It looks like Cersei, Chief Cersei. Appreciate you for standing up for speaking the truth and not letting them fearmonger you. Yeah, exactly. Shut all the, let's see, Data 12 says, yeah, I got to this point. Shut off all the foreign aid and all the grants for 10 years. Cut the budget. I like how you keep saying it. You like something, but it doesn't like you. Like your little stick there. Go ahead. Daniel, she was a great queen. Who are we talking about? I gotta catch up. Oh, Game of Thrones. Right. I was like, I have to catch up in the Instagram chat. Every president the last 20 years except Obama was born in the 40s. Interesting. I didn't notice that. Thanks, Konoha. Konoha. I keep saying Konoha. I don't know. You just have to live with it. Cersei. She was smart. She was wicked. He said it's okay, you keep it real. I'm America only because America is borderline homeless trying to be charitable. Exactly. Enough said. Let's do a random segment like what we usually do. We do have some outliers that we throw in on the show sometimes. But listen, this next lady coming up, I shared this in my story already. Some of y'all probably saw this because She shocked me. I thought with those glasses she was going to be like super liberal. Psh, but she's saying everything I want to say. So let's hear it, baby. Woman with the stupidest glasses ever makes a great point.
Yeah, there's no nice way to make this video, but honestly, I really don't give a fuck about being nice right now, because all you jerk-offs out there that post your shit day in and day out about how, the National Guard, they're gonna just start taking innocent people, and oh yeah, we're locking up fucking innocent people who do nothing wrong, and oh my god, this administration, and oh my god, and you 6 motherfucking jerk-offs that made that video about the fucking, don't worry about the illegal orders, that you have people now convinced that the military is carrying out illegal orders. You should probably go fuck yourself right about now, okay? And let me tell you something. You make the posts because you want to make your money. You want to make your fucking clicks. You got to, prove that you're somehow something. Meanwhile, nobody even fucking knows who you are in real life because you're all a bunch of fucking losing jerk-offs anyway. But now you're going to come out. Now you're going to say, I'm so sorry. We should pray. We should pray for them. It's the guns. No, it's not. It's your bullshit. It's you. It's because you're money-hungry little dirtbags who... I'm aggravated right now, and I really don't need to have people
honey, we all too.
But let me
it's
tell you
fine.
something. Now is not the time for you to start your bullshit, okay? It's not the guns.
The Northerners love that word, dirtbag.
Listen to the bullshit that you fucking spew out there, that you put out there, because you got to make your little fucking payment, with your fucking social media clicks. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. And you know what?
She's just spitballing.
I hope there's some kind of law that you get held accountable. Like if you say something and makes people like you guys tried to do with Trump. You twisted his fucking words. You manipulated the videos to make it look like he was inciting violence.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you guys are the fucking people inciting violence. You're disgusting. And now there's families on Thanksgiving tomorrow that are not going to have innocent family members with them because of your bullshit. I hope you're fucking happy. I hope you fucking have sleep apnea and you don't fucking wake up, you bunch of Yeah, there's no...
Boy, she is pissing some vinegar, ain't she? I don't blame her, man. I agree. I agree with everything she said. Shit, she should run for fucking office. She should run for local office. Swear to God. I'm telling you, that's what we need. We need pissed off, born here Americans like me running for local office, and we need to freaking stop it from there because that's where it starts to trickle up. I'm telling you, your local elections is where it matters the most. You can ask the boys. Listen, Rumble, you can ask the boys from Break the Machine over there with Big Red One and Red Daywalker. They know. I talk about it all the time. Local elections. Come on now. Come on. Russell Brand is a huge hippie, but still makes a great point. Let's watch this.
Are in a spiritual war. If you don't know that you're in a holy war, you're on the wrong side in the holy war. This is an important time for urgent and immediate awakening. And the Epstein file and the confusion and the contradiction, we're going to release it, no, we're not going to release it, is the beginning of a kind of implosion of power. I imagine is going to lead to radical reevaluation. Either that reevaluation will be the assertion of centralized power in a way that we've never seen before, or something approaching a return to what we were designed for. We are in a spiritual war. If you don't know that you're in a holy
I love that point he makes right there.
war, you're on the wrong side.
Right there. If you don't know that this is a spiritual war, you're on the wrong side of the door. You don't know it, but you on the losing side. You on the wrong side. And yeah. This what he said right here.
In the holy war. This is an important time for urgent and immediate awakening.
What a time to be alive, right? We are watching people awaken on a mass scale. We are literally watching a big shift. We're watching history.
And the Epstein file and the confusion and the contradiction, we're going to
I think Trump had to do that. I think Trump campaigned on the fact that he would release it day one. But I think when you think about things and you actually get in there and you put your finger on the pulse of what's going on in Washington, right? I think what he did was very skilled. I think he needed to make this a situation where, look, if Trump had just released the Epstein files on day fucking one, right? What would have happened was they would have pointed fingers at him. They would have said this and that was fake. They would have said that he was up to all kinds of smoke and mirrors shenanigans. But what he did was he just kept quiet about it, said, oh, that's a hoax, got everybody mad about it, let them shut the government down, let them get mom dummy elected. And then they were like, you see, Trump doesn't do what he says he's going to do. He won't release the files. He had to get all those Democrats demanding the release of the files because he knew they were all in them. So that way, once it's released and everything that we've been seeing in it, he can be like, look, y'all wanted this. I don't want to hear it. You asked for this. You asked for this. So that's why I think all that happened. So let me continue on because there was another thing I wanted to mention on this video.
Release it. No, we're not going to release it. Is the beginning of a kind of implosion of power. I imagine is going to lead to radical reevaluation.
This part, I think we are headed to either total and complete dystopian takeover in the West, socialist takeover, and shift to, digital currency, digital ID and all that stuff, or we're gonna have a revolution. I really think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna work in America. Like what's going on in Europe is not gonna work here. I really know it with everything in my soul. There's too many people that feel the way I feel. I know that for a fact now. This shit's gonna piss you off. Oh no, digital ID is here though. It's in your phone right now, in your iPhones. At least I see it in my iPhone, but you best believe I will never be using that ever. Oh, this is gonna make you happy. Let's overcharge the whites. Okay. Let's find out what this shit is.
I love to overcharge white people and organizations and do pro bono work for black
Ew, with her ugly face.
And that's just me being very blunt. I will give them ridiculous rates, and then I'll have like a nonprofit or a black org or somebody doing some work, and they'll be like, I've only got this much money. And I'm like, keep it. A white person just cut me a check. Let's do this for
I'm sorry, but is that not literally discrimination?
Yeah, that's
You are admitting
racist
you
as
treat
fuck.
people differently based on the color of their skin. And yes, before someone jumps into the comments, that's illegal no matter who you do it to. Discrimination laws were not written as a one-way street. That applies to every race. And what blows my mind is that she says it with her whole chest. Like confidently bragging about how she charges white people ridiculous prices. Just imagine if the races were reversed. The internet would explode. You would never work again and everyone knows it. And look, doing pro bono work, that's awesome. Helping communities that truly need it, that's great. But intentionally targeting a group of people and bragging about it, that's not activism. It's just racism with a smile. Yep. And then people wonder why racial tensions are so high. This is exactly how you divide people. We fought against segregation, and now it seems like people want to reinvent it
because we have people like Michelle Obama who's sitting on stages keeping, black girls feeling less than by saying that she's having to conform to white women's standards of hair, and it's so pressuring her. It's bullshit. Saying racist, racially divisive stuff. Daniel says, too many different cultures in the West. Yes. And I say, and have been saying, that I support Nick Fuentes when he says we need to stop and halt immigration. I believe we do. Enough is enough. We need to rebond as neighbors, as tribe members. We need to reestablish tradition, and we need American culture to be we can't have constant pouring in of other cultures. Too much newness is constantly being added to the mix. We need that to stop so we can be American again. This has gone on long enough. All right. Daniel says, here. Tucker Carlson is too old to have the haircut of an 8-year-old boy. It's a pet peeve of mine, but still makes a great point.
She's being arrested and taken to jail for praying outside the abortion clinic. Watch this.
Are you praying?
I might be praying in my head.
You're under arrest on suspicion of failing to comply with the Public Spaces Protection Order.
Praying is not simply a non-violent act. It's not even a physical act. It can't possibly, at least in secular terms, affect outcomes or harm anyone. Praying for people can never be a crime, but it is a crime in Great Britain.
That's because they know the power of praying to the Lord Jesus Christ and they're terrified of Jesus' power. So that is why you're not allowed in Britain to pray in public. But, the Muslims can. It's fine for them. It's fine for them. But no, if they see you start praying to Jesus, they're going to get real scared. You know what I mean? Because I can personally attest to the power of Jesus Christ. So, and I'm not even a Christian. I follow Christ. I model Christ. I am Christian in the real term. I model his example as set forth for me as my savior so that I can ascend to the realm of the divine. Just like he did. I don't worship him as the divine. I honor him as a ascended master. He is a lesser God, but not the all, the God, the infinite, the God, the everything that inhabits every molecule in the known universe. No, he is a figurehead, a godhead. He represents this era. This is his domain. The law of love is what this era needs. So right now, Christ is motherfucking king, folks. It's just the way it is. And the more they try to suppress that, the more that message will grow. Because people have had enough of being discriminated against. If you are a white Christian male, you are the most discriminated person on the planet. And my heart is like, we're fighting for you guys. We need you guys. Being born American, I say it all the time, already puts you on like third base to like your level of safety and comfort, because all of our laws were founded off Christian values. So I think I'm going to protect those Christian values. You know what I'm saying? Super Saiyan says, I love what you stand for and what you do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's see what's happening over in Rumble Land. I see producer Ryan's working real hard trying to get some donations coming in. Appreciate it, producer Ryan. Okay, so honestly, I think it's any Christian male or female. Well, yeah, but then you got to add the like layer of the attack of masculinity that's gone on. I mean, it's more white men that are, I only know white men that are dressing, there's a few outliers, but like dressing like women, like black and brown communities, like those dads from at least the Gen X and millennial, like we can tell you our dads would have like kicked at, like those communities do not put up with that shit. And it's always like white privileged kids that are now trans, right? And then like just the attack on masculinity on top of that. So yeah, I think a white man Christian man is the most discriminated against person on this whole planet. Daniel says you love that she's gorgeous and insightful. Aw, appreciate it. It's the makeup. Y'all saw me earlier. I looked disgusting. You could see all my age spots. I was freaking crying. All of my zits. All of my everything. It's the makeup. I know how to clean up good. That I can do. I know how to clean up other people really well too. I do that good. Better without makeup. Oh, whatever, Daniel. This looks better. Me like this looks better. I look refreshed. I look awake. I look not 40. I don't look like I'm fighting nicotine withdrawal. Oh my God. I may have to have one puff though, because I'm struggling. My head keeps wanting to hurt. I don't want to hear it from you. I can have a puff. Y'all, somebody, this guy is trying to expect me to be cold turkey. Okay. Whatever. I'm doing pretty fucking good. You still look beautiful in my eyes. It's called natural beauty. Well, thank you. Like, my biggest concern is, like, with myself is, like, making space in my brain to, like, not care so much anymore about what I look like and just be myself, because I really want to get into a place where I really, 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 really love fucking me and all the battle scars that come with it. Thank you, Data, so much for the love. He says, Data says, I don't use any other platform. So here's to real Luna Lopez on Rumble. I hope you all like men who wear construction hats, farm ranch hats. Yes, Kevlar and hats. Oh, along those lines. Wish success. Oh, those are my favorite kind of men. Appreciate you, Data. I know, but why does it matter? I wish they had like little things on here to like celebrate, like, you know, like little confetti pops, but I can work that into my programming. All right. Next video. I've never liked Oprah. This video is probably going to be triggering for me. It says Oprah explores the rising trend of going no contact with your family. What the fuck is that whole entire sentence? Trend of having no contact with your family. This sentence is triggering for me because my oldest daughter ran away because she wants to be a man. And she refuses to have contact with me, her dad, and her sister. So let's hear this bullshit.
I have been no contact with my entire family for 1.5 years now.
No contact?
No contact.
Not a phone call, not a text, not a nothing?
Nothing.
For a year and a half now. Okay. Chris, how about you?
It's been 4 years since I've had contact with my parents and my siblings.
4 years?
Why, Chris?
Not a word?
Not a word.
Okay. And Kendall?
I've been no contact with my 30-year-old son for 2 years.
So, as many of you know, I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. This is very triggering for me because I want to know why why are they calling this a trend? Because this is something that people like me have had to deal with their entire life, and it has fucked me in the head. Being shunned from your family members and every person you've ever known in a cult because that's where you're sheltered. You're kept inside this cult. You don't have any friends and family that are not Jehovah's Witnesses. You're not allowed to marry outside of it. You're not allowed to go to school, college. You're not allowed to do all this shit to keep you fucking dependent on this cult. When you decide that you want to live an honest life because you don't agree with the doctrine, you are shunned. If you got baptized, you are shunned to the nth degree. You could be dying in a ditch and your family will not answer that phone. Some of these people, I can tell you right now, are probably dealing with that. Some of these people are probably dealing with sexuality things because we already saw that vibe. But I want to know why. What is it? Because I actually do not agree with shunning your family members unless like they're a serial killer or like they give their kid drugs or like they abuse their grandma. Like it has to be extreme shit. I don't believe in shunning your family members. Period. I don't. I believe in being there for family. 100% all the time, even when you're mad at them.
By your choice?
By choice.
Okay.
I have been no contact
and
with
so
my entire family.
They're trying to say that it's a fucking trend. And I read the comments while they were playing it. And it's really funny because these comments are pissing me off too. Because all these comments are people sitting here celebrating this, going, oh, good for them that they decided to get rid of toxicity in their life. Yeah, okay, there's those extreme circumstances. But how is this a trend? Extreme circumstances is not a trend driving this. There's something else driving this. And it is what has happened in our politics and in our schools. I had to drop out of the children's rights class in Harvard because they were teaching us that the parents at home are the enemy. And then those people are going into your public schools and teaching your children not to trust their parents. And my daughter is not speaking to us. Why? Because she's convinced we're bigots. Because we believe in science and other possibilities, exploring other issues and other possibilities before we move to extreme measures. Somehow that makes us bigots, and we aren't deserving to be graced with her presence. For her to not want to speak to us is one thing. We're all assholes when we turn 18 and just think we fucking know everything till we turn about 25. But what did her sister do to her? Is this trend gotten to my kid's head? I'd like to find out, because I think this is sick. And to see how many people celebrating this, going, good for all these people for getting away from their toxic, just because it's family. Yeah, we understand that we can have toxic family members, but you are supposed to try to help rehabilitate your family members. You're supposed to try everything possible to try and help your family member recover from whatever toxic thing is going on before you come to the effort of no longer speaking to them for forever. Or is this the school system? Because I can tell you, watching people come into a cult, teaching them that they have to shun their family members to become Jehovah's Witnesses, that they can't hang out with their family members anymore because they are not worthy of your presence, because they're too much of a risk, because they're part of Satan's world, so you cannot be around them. I heard videos from the trans community that were speaking just like that, convincing all these kids that their parents are going to disown them. If their parent says this scientific thing in a rebuttal, you're going to have to be prepared to cut your parents out of your life. It's a fucking cult. And that's what this shit is. And anything Oprah fucking touches is disgusting and vile, and I don't trust anything about it. Not brought to you by Pfizer says, my daughter hasn't returned my last text in 6 years because her regressive friends brainwashed her. I'm so sorry. Not brought to you by Pfizer. That is really, I know what you're going through. My fears are that my daughter is never going to speak to me again. The thing with our kids is we don't realize the threat that exists outside of our walls when they leave home. When they're sitting in that school, these school systems, I'm telling you, are demonic. The devil. I mean, but it makes sense because the machine wants to turn your child into a cog as soon as possible, and you have to do that in the school system. Period. You have to do it. So any sort of chance they have is they got to get to your kid while they're young, you know? Let me look in Instagram. Didn't a Harvard, okay, Super Saiyan says, didn't a Harvard professor get accused of being friends with Epstein? Yes. And went to an island, then resigned. Yep. Shaping some of the, yep. The elite school systems, they're evil. They want your children. Your children is the biggest commodity. Your children and land. You should read about Freud and the school system. Oh, Sigmund Freud was interesting. Oh, who again? The father of mass gaslighting. Yeah. If you can afford it, you need to homeschool your kid or private school them, or get your neighborhood and get a group together and have the moms homeschool as a group, because some of us aren't cut out to be teachers. But this school system is the enemy. So local elections, school board, scoreboard. Put your yourselves on that school board. Y'all got to run. Okay. I mean, I really hope that's not what my daughter is doing. It's really freaking scary. You never know what's gotten to your kids. I don't want to cry, so I don't want to talk about that anymore because something inside me just tells me I'm not going to see her for a very long time. And I've been utterly sick. A lot of my diehard followers have seen me cry a few times about her. And I appreciate all you guys so much for being there for me. All right. What happened to the cast of Wicked, folks? Let's look at this shit. Watch. I'm telling you, the producers of that movie have some kind of demonic fucking spell on these people. Look at this. What happened to them? Look at them all. Yeah, I have to mute it. So this is the girl before Wicked that played the witch. Nice and healthy. Now look at her. They're all skinny. They're all like lifeless. Look. That was Ariana before. That's her now. They are practically dying. Look at her. She acts like a... Look, she looks like she's gonna fall. Like, what is happening?
Used to grow and grow even through this press door. Something's bothering her.
She can't do anything for herself. These two are like glued together. And Ariana is this. Oh my gosh, that girl is so in love with Ariana. She's so like protective of her. Something's wrong with these people. Something has happened in Hollywood. It's getting bad. It's getting crazy. These people have lost their minds. Ariana was doing like a video pose with some guy and she looked terrified of this man. She was just like, and she was just doing the role and playing. Something is wrong. I think that girl has been passed around. And that black girl is like obsessed with Ariana. Ariana says she actually is a real witch now and permanently talks like that. The white witch and walks around like this all the time now. And I'm like, something has happened. Something has happened. Something bad has happened. Oh, don't you love when Daddy Trump gets annoyed and pissed off? I think it's beautiful and I love it because it's something I would say and it makes me feel normal when the president acts like a normal human being. Ah, it's such a good thing to see. You can switch me off of solo. All right. Are you stupid?
A question about this tragic shooting in Washington, D.C. U.S. officials say that the suspect worked very closely with the CIA in Afghanistan for years, that he was vetted, and the vetting came up clean.
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens, too. It happens too often with these people. You see them. But, look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other, and that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens to them.
Your DOJ IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S. So why do you blame the Biden administration?
Because they let them in. Are you stupid?
Are you
a stupid person?
Are you
because
a stupid
they came
person?
on a plane along
Are you a
with
stupid
thousands
person?
of other people that shouldn't be here. And you're just asking questions because you're a stupid person.
Because you're a stupid person.
There's a law passed that it's almost impossible not to get them out. You can't get them out once they come in. And they came in.
He's like, you don't know how things work, you stupid idiot.
And they came in on big planes, and it was disgraceful.
He's like, why would you ask that? Are you a stupid person? I think you're a stupid person. Good. I'm tired of all the fucking bullshit and just be a real person. Stop faking it. Stop trying to model yourself to be so prim and proper. Like, we don't trust that shit anymore. I want to see realness. I want to see an imperfection. I want to see a flaw. The more you try to act like Obama, silver tongue, tickle my ears, try to be all charming. He taught me a massive lesson, and you cannot trust that silver tongue. No, because they are trying to seduce you while they do something terrible. And Obama was the worst fucking president for the black community, in my fucking opinion. And Trump wasn't like that. That's what captivated everybody. Trump just came out on the stage like, hey, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah, I do my taxes this way because you wrote the code for it. Ain't my fault. And fuck you too. And we were just like, yes, that's what we want. So, it's nice to still see Trump being like so raw. I like it. I don't want the polishedness. I want the realness. Like, just fucking tell me what the fuck is up. And I'm starting to catch on when he isn't going, when he's moving into like 3D chess mode or like poker mode or whatever. I'm starting to see like those cues and learning to be a little bit more patient, because he does know when to like button it up and not tell you. And sometimes I love when he's like, why would I tell you that? I'm not going to tell you that. I wouldn't tell you that plan was. You could just go run around and say what I say. Like, he's really great. And, people like me that like things to be put obviously and bluntly appreciate it, because it gets exhausting with the mental gymnastics, trying to figure out what they're actually saying and what they're not saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't like politicking. It's like, it's too much. And the people need to fucking go in for a Hail Mary, because we have fucking criminals running our government. And how long are we just gonna fucking let this happen? Friends, neighbors. How long are we just gonna keep letting this happen? Why are we doing this? Well, because January 6th, they tried to make an example out of that crowd and try to show us what they'll do to us. Yeah, but think about that. If we were to do that, every single voter, let's just say every single red voter on that scale, like everywhere, just everywhere, in every city, everywhere, in every capital and every city hall, all the way up the totem pole. It's decentralized at that point. They couldn't, what are they going to do? Arrest all of us? They can't. It's decentralized. We've got to stop. Like, start taking back over your local politics, period. Take it over. Do whatever you got to do to put local government back into the hands of the patriots, the people who believe America only, America, at least America first, because that's not a partisan thing. You can be Democrat, you can be Republican, you can be a libertarian, you can be conservative, you can be a liberal, you can be a socialist. But if you are America only, that's like kind of the fucking starting point. We don't even have that. That's the starting point. We can get somewhere if we're actually on that fucking fundamental basis, because we need it. So take over your fucking local politics, please, for the love of God. Please go vote in your local elections. All right. Let's end it on a banger, folks. Climate change.
I'm one of those people that doesn't believe in global warming, but I'm pretty sure Noah's Ark was a true story. Where the guy was warning everybody about the insane change in the weather, and everyone was like, shut the fuck up, Noah. Quit hogging all the wood so you can go off and fuck those animals. Well, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to us, dude. Looks like you're building some kind of sex ship out there. If that's not the case, you need to come down to the pub and you need to give a speech, because people are talking, dude. People are fucking talking. We don't know you. We don't know you. You're like 1,000. No one else is 1,000. I'm one of those people.
Play it again. That was good. I want to watch it again.
People that doesn't believe in global warming, but I'm pretty sure Noah's Ark was a true story.
I would seriously give my dad the biggest run for his money about Noah's Ark. I'd be like, this makes no absolute sense, Dad. Like, seriously. Why did the bears not eat the sheeps? Or the lions, like, not go after the fucking prey animals? Like, hello. And my dad was like, Jehovah put a spell on the animals and kept them asleep the whole time. I'm like, well, where does it say that in the Bible? He's like, it doesn't. That's just the only logical answer. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, okay. What about just not flooding the earth? What about just snapping your fingers and making all the evil people die? How about that? Humane euthanasia, God. How about that? Yahweh, you angry fucker. My God. Yahweh is self-proclaimed angry and jealous. The God of the Jews. Don't you read your Bibles? Come on. Jesus did away with all of that. Yahweh was a crazy God. Jesus directed you to the divine. The kingdom of God is within the heart of every man. Hello. Down to the molecule.
Where the guy was warning everybody
He said,
about...
I see you building a sex ship. Never thought of it that way.
The insane change in the weather, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up, Noah.
It ain't gonna fucking rain.
All the wood so you can go off and fuck those animals. Well, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, dog.
This is so gross. How did he get there with this joke?
Us, dude. Looks like you're building some kind of sex ship out there.
God.
If that's not the case, you need to come down to the pub and you need to give a speech because people
start some town crying there, Mr. Noah.
People are talking, dude.
You're like 900 and
People
some years
are
old.
Talking. We don't know you. We don't know you. You're like 1,000. No one else is 1,000. I'm one of those people that.
Oh man. Could you imagine being 1,000 years old? You at that point, you probably got like moss growing on your nose hairs. You probably have like a whole ass hermit living in your ear. You probably have a snail that helps you keep your teeth clean in your mouth. You probably like one eye probably just falls out every time you look one direction. You probably have to like pop it back in and every now and then. Like I couldn't imagine being 1,000 years old. Like I think he had like how many sons? They all lived like into their 900s or something. Like could you imagine your toenails at that age? Your toenails would be like as thick as a 2x4 at that age. There would be no more cutting it. You would just need to drag your toes on the ground as you walk. No, if you're immortal, you're like made of light at that point. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go over to Rumble. Let's give our Rumble family some love. Let's see how many people. I got 122 people still hanging out with me on motherfucking Rumble. I love all of you so much. What a lovely surprise to come over to Rumble. Maybe I got rated or something. Maybe my show came on right when another was coming off because I'm like sitting here trying to figure out how this happened. Someone said I was on the front page, but I don't know how that happened. Like, I don't know what gets you on the front page, but hey, I'm here for it, and you guys have been super awesome. So you can find me on YouTube and Rumble. You can get the audio only on YouTube Music. You just have to type in Thirst Trap News. You won't find it under Real Luna Lopez, but everything else is Real Luna Lopez. Facebook's a little different because they wanted me to verify and I had to put my government name in there. So I will be changing that back because, safety is a thing, folks. I don't know, But if you want to, please follow me on Instagram. It's Real Luna Lopez on Instagram. And don't even worry about Facebook. You'll figure it out. But yeah, and I talk about like relevant shit that comes up on our feed, usually political, spiritual, sciencey. Usually we would talk about aliens, man. We get into some shit. So we're not afraid to talk about conspiracies. We talk about Candace. We've been talking about Charlie. We've been talking about Nick Fuentes. We've been talking about all of it. And we are talking about how we like basically keep fucking freedom real freedom, real American freedom on the front of everybody's minds, and like how we're going to protect our country and reestablish a sense of culture here. So if you're down for that, we talk about anything really. Relationships, religion, culty shit, all of the stuff that like you don't want to talk about with your neighbors or your friends or family. People come here and they talk about it with me, and I'm down with it. On Sundays on Instagram, I have a subscriber only show that you should check out. That is where I like wearing pretty lingerie and like feathery shit and blah 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 blah. Anyway, it's a very much the gentleman's lounge, you know, cigar and whiskey, being served your cigar and whiskey by a Playboy Bunny vibe. That's my show on Sundays. This show, tomorrow, we are going to be discussing human origins for the subscriber only show tomorrow. And please come with your PJs, come with your scotch or whiskey or cognac or whatever it is your little nightcap is. It's called Thirst Trap News Nightcap Edition. This will be episode 7. And I will have my Mary Jane since I won't have my fucking vape. This is some bullshit. Do I know how to raid here? I don't know how to raid. My friends on another show, excuse me, can you please? My friends on another show were on Rumble were telling me about how to they were telling me that you can raid. I just don't know how to do it. But I love the hearts and everything. It's so freaking cool. Okay. So you have /raid live stream URL here. Let's see if any of my friends are live and I will raid them. Raid Spartacus. Who's Spartacus? I feel like I saw them on my friend's show, but I don't know who is on. Let me get on Rumble on my phone and see. They're chatting. Last time you said it wasn't. Check it on the thing. I don't know. What in the world? How do I do it? So I just type /raid and then put, I don't know. I gotta figure that out for the next show, how to raid. I'm going to call him Red Daywalker and I'm going to have him show me how to do these raids because I don't know. My feed is like frozen on Rumble. So I don't even know if everything's working on Rumble. My Instagram people are over here looking at me like, what are you talking about with this whole like rating thing? Mike says, we talk about badass ways to make ramen. Yes, we do. Chat GPT. I refuse. I don't want to. I use that very minimally. Okay. So I wonder how I can check and see. Nah. I don't know where production is, but it's making me antsy because he knows I'm at the end of my show and he's just like gone. So I know, but I'm trying to get off. I'm talking about nothing now. Okay, I love all of you guys so much. I appreciate everything. This show was freaking fun. I can't believe there were so many people on. I promise next time I will raid somebody. So that means my Rumble fam, if you don't come to the subscriber only show on Instagram, the next time I see you guys will be on Monday night. So I love all of you. Good night. And everybody on Instagram, I love all of you too. I will see you guys later. If you want to come back to, chill with Luna on my live casual stream, I'll be going live again on my phone in a little bit after we're going to go smoke some Mary Jane together. Whoever likes to come for that little ritual, we're going to do that too on Real Luna Lopez on Instagram. I love all of you. Have a good Saturday night. I'll see my subscribers tomorrow.